Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Anna. I'm a clinical psychology doctorate student and I make videos about real life applications to psychology. So please hit like and subscribe if you want to see more of that. In this video, we're going to be talking about what to do if you're having a really bad day. What are some things that can make you feel better? And I definitely recommend, writing some of these down, seeing which one of these are more helpful to you and maybe even practicing them during this video. So the first thing that I recommend is try to imagine your perfect or ideal day. You can also kind of frame this as your birthday routine. What is the most amazing birthday you can think of? What is something that you would want to do on your birthday? And really try to incorporate the five senses as much as possible. So, for example, in terms of sight, you can watch your favorite movies or shows, so have a list of them running and ready to go when you're in distress. You can go for a walk somewhere beautiful, go on a hike. In terms of taste, you can also have a running list of your favorite foods, your favorite meals, your favorite snacks. Maybe you have some wine, maybe a warm drink like tea or hot chocolate, something comforting and nourishing. In terms of songs, also have a running list of your favorite music, your favorite songs, the songs that make you happiest. In terms of scent and touch, maybe have some bubble baths, body lotion, candles. In terms of touch specifically, maybe sitting out in the sun can feel really nice. Maybe a stress ball, maybe a soft blanket. Other things you can do that make you feel better are going on a walk or exercising. Exercising releases endorphins, which you might not feel like exercising, but once you do it, it can feel so much better. Maybe having a favorite person you want to hang out with, someone that you're comfortable with, someone that you can talk to. Maybe, going to a rooftop patio, a terrace, the beach, the park, wherever it may be for you. For some people, transporting themselves into a different state of mind can be helpful, maybe having a glass of wine or other natural supplements that can help with that. Although I definitely recommend moderation. Do not go overboard with distracting yourself from the state of mind that you're in, because that's when addictions can start to form and things can get really rough. So those are my tips in terms of the special day and how to make those really bad days feel like actually just a self-care day, pamper day, because we all need those every now and then. The next exercise is to list your worries, your worst case scenario for those worries, and how you would address it or how realistic that worry is. And then I want you to list the most realistic scenario that you can think of and what you can actually do now to feel better about it. So the purpose of this is really to decatastrophize. You might be thinking, I don't want to think about the worst case scenario, that's scary. And I get that, but at the same time, if you actually put it into words and see that even if the worst case scenario happens, you will still survive, that can really take the power out of it, and it can make you think, wait, this is not actually as scary as I thought it would be. And in listing a more realistic option, you're really trying to challenge those thoughts that might not be super realistic and replace them with more adaptive ones. And also in saying, what can I actually do to make this better? It might be things that you didn't think about, but once you actually do them, you realize the situation actually gets ameliorated a whole lot. Or if there's nothing you can do, there's some confidence in that, because there's nothing you can do to affect the situation, so there's no point in worrying about it. And if you need to cry it out when listing the worst case scenario, when putting your worries on paper, do that. It's absolutely fine to let go of those negative emotions, because sometimes when we hold in the tears, that can make things a lot worse than if we just let them out and then move on with our day. So the next few exercises are from a worksheet of CBT that I just bought a manual of. This is called Cognitive Behavioral Therapy Worksheets by Dr. Lawrence E. Shapiro. So the first exercise that I want to talk about is called the 4 metaphors. So this is really, some images that you can think of, kind of like positive visualization, but also kind of to decatastrophize. So I'm just going to read them to you. This one is called Don't Struggle in Quicksand. When you struggle to get out of quicksand, you sink in deeper. In contrast, when you relax and float, you eventually find that you're able to swim or walk out of the quicksand. Contrary to popular movies, quicksand does not suck you down. Quicksand is usually shallow, and when you stop struggling, it is easy to get out. Try using this metaphor to stop resisting your worries. Imagine that your worries are a pool of quicksand and that struggling will make it harder for you to get out. Accepting your worries as just thoughts and not real dangers will rob them of their power. When you stop struggling, your worries will lose their power over you. Just walk away. And then it says, after you do this exercise, rate your anxiety using a 1 to 10 scale, with 10 being the most calm and disengaged from your worries. The second metaphor is called ignore annoying passengers in your car. You've probably had the experience of driving in a car with annoying passengers. Maybe it is the kids making too much noise in the back seat. Maybe it is a complaining friend or coworker sitting next to you. In these situations, what do? You just consciously tune out the noise from passengers in your car, letting the noise fade into the background, and you keep on driving. You don't stop the car and you don't go in the wrong direction. You are aware of the annoyance, but you tune it out. Now sit back and visualize yourself driving your car, but instead imagine that your worries are passengers. They're clamoring to get your attention, but you just tune them out. They're just background noise as you keep on going about your daily routine. The third metaphor is called watching the worry train. Imagine that your worries are on a train. Each car contains a different worry. Visualize each car of the train and then think for a moment about the worry that is in each car. Now sit back and visualize this train pulling out of the station. Watch as it rounds the bend and moves further and further down the train tracks. Relax and visualize this metaphor as you imagine the worry train journeying out of sight. And then finally, the fourth metaphor is called clouds floating by. Think about something that you are worried about. Say this worry out loud and visualize the worst thing that could happen. Now take a photo in your mind of that worry. Imagine that this photo is resting on a cloud. Don't do anything to make the cloud go away, but just let it float where it wants. Watch it from the ground and see what happens to it. So these four metaphors are more for anxiety and, again, de-catastrophizing and trying to let go of your worries. But I think that they can also be used if you're just having a really bad day because of bad circumstances or because of depression as well. So I definitely recommend trying them out. Then the next exercise I want to talk about from this book is called Embrace Your Own Worries with Humor. So the first step is to write down something that you worry about in one sentence. Then take a look at the following humorous ways to deal with unpleasant thoughts and put a check mark by any that you think you would try. So one is sing a song about your worry to the tune of Happy Birthday over and over again for 5 minutes. Draw a funny picture of the worst thing that could happen if what you worry about came true. Make up a story about something you worry about all of the time and add a terrible ending. Write down the thought you worry about 20 times. Now write it 2 more times with your non-dominant hand. Translate your worry into another language. Now read the translation aloud 5 times. Now do it again in 2 more languages. You can use Google Translate for this. Write the thing you worry most about, reversing the letters of each word. Get a plain t-shirt and write or draw your worry on the shirt with permanent marker. Make it as colorful as you can and wear it around the house for a few hours. Don't forget to take a look at yourself in the mirror. Oh. My goodness. Hi. Hi, Booba. I don't know why she never comes into the videos anymore. I really want her to. Fill your mouth with food, try some dry crackers if you have them, and say the thought that worries you the most 5 times. Imagine yourself worrying as if you were in a movie, a horror movie. Visualize yourself in the place where you are most likely to worry, except the Freddy Krueger or a similar scary villain is playing you. Draw a comic strip about your worry or use a website like toondraw.com to make one up. Create a rap song about your worries with a program like Smule Auto Rap. Just speak your worries into your smartphone and the app will turn it into a rap song. Play the song at least 5 times and share it with others. This one actually sounds really fun. But yeah, it's the same type of thing to take away the power from your worries, stop catastrophizing them, and make it something that you can laugh about. And then the last exercise from this book that I'll talk about, and then I'll go into some of my own tips again, is called My Emotional Emergency Toolkit. So these are just certain tools that you can use to have on hand when you feel overwhelmed with emotions. And you can also add your own that you have found helpful. So one of them is a grounding object, such as a small ball or stone. So just squeezing the object and paying attention to your physical reaction can help calm your emotions. A list of people you can call. The list should include 3 or 4 people who are emotionally supportive. If you can't reach them on the phone, write down what you would want to say, but don't send them an email or text. Wait until you can actually talk to the people on this list to ask for support. a journal to write down your feelings or to doodle and draw, positive photographs, water, inspirational reading, funny videos, chewing gum because it has a calming effect on the brain because repetitive motion produces serotonin, a relaxing audio, so like I said, have a running list of your favorite songs, and a list of activities you can do to improve your mood or anything else that you think might help. So another thing that I recommend is to have a script of your happy place, kind of like positive visualization. So I want you to really describe as descriptively as possible your favorite special place, somewhere that you are just happy thinking of. And then you can do a voice recording, or you can ask someone else to record it since, it's sometimes awkward to hear our own voice. And you can play it with, soft, relaxing music playing in the background, maybe while you're taking a bath, while you're closing your eyes, smelling a candle. And it can just be something that plays in your mind and serves to relax you. You can also do progressive muscle relaxation while doing this. You can look up those types of videos on YouTube as well. It's really when you clench each muscle progressively and then relax, because once you clench and relax, they're much more relaxed than before. And you sometimes don't realize how we hold so much tension within our body. Another tip that I have is to make a list of things that no one can take away from you. And I get that depending on why you're having such a bad day, some of these things might not be applicable. Like if you're in a fight with your friends, putting down friends might not be a great thing to add to the list. But chances are there are still things, no matter what your circumstances, that no one can take away from you. Like maybe your family, your partner, your loved ones, your self-care, like working out, like unless you have an injury, no one can stop you from exercising, nature, travel, your skills, your personality, and try to be as specific as possible. So instead of just saying, I'm nice or I'm a good person, say, I'm a creative person, I'm curious, I have good impulse control, I am easygoing, those types of things. And along the same lines, keep a gratitude journal. So I also used to do this when I was going through rougher periods in my life, just keeping a journal of awesome things that happened to me that day. It could be, just 3 things at the end of the day or 3 things when you wake up that you're grateful for. Or it could be really as extensive of a list as you want, like someone smiled at me today, I had my favorite food at Trader Joe's, I did an awesome workout, it was sunny out. As small, as minuscule as possible to really put into perspective just how blessed we are and how grateful we should be, and the things in our life that are great, even if there are bad days. And that's really what I'm trying to drive home with this video is we all have some really shitty days, and that is perfectly fine. Think of it as a season. This will not last forever. And depending on your circumstances, maybe it's just one day and tomorrow you'll wake up and you'll feel fine, or maybe it's a couple days, or maybe it's a week, or maybe it's a month. But the point is, there will be happy days again in the future. But everyone has their off days. It's perfectly fine to treat yourself for a day or to mourn whatever it is that you are grieving. And, at the end of the day, this is a normal human experience. Great distress is just part of being human. And, like I said, it's not going to last forever. And tomorrow, maybe you'll wake up and you'll feel much better. And I definitely hope that's true. And I really hope that this video was helpful to you. And if it was, please hit like and subscribe. And I hope to see you soon.